Hello, Queen. Hello, beautiful Queen. How are you doing today? Listen, today I want to actually record quite a few, but I'm just going to start. My recording is very short, okay? Just to point it out something, because I don't want you to overwhelm. I want you to have time and usually try maximum 10 minutes, 10 minutes, because I want to point out something for you to have a think, for you to have a new view, possibly. I'm not saying whatever I'm saying, it's not right or wrong. It's my experience, gather experience, coaching, my life experience, which allow me to create that freedom and that balancing energy and something really new for me. And that's actually, wisdom of all other women doing the same, working, probably 100 or more. Also my channeled information from ancestors. So about forgiveness, I wanted today to talk about forgiveness. And a few times recently, over 2 weeks, I had 3 conversations with 3 different ladies, coaching them. And I'm gonna look at sexual traumas, which I think some of them we inherited, but there's, I'm not gonna go anything like, having rape or anything like that. No, I'm not specialist in that. I'm just talking about small, let's say. They're not small, but probably by society named as a small. I don't believe they are small. I believe they have huge impact on us. And when I'm talking forgiveness, because we learn a lot of to forgive about that, and actually quite often to numb ourselves. So I want to specifically talk about, if something happened in childhood where we experience our body as a woman as something which is desired by men in not correct way, or we just don't know why body is desired, the touch, the look. Guy next to us want to touch us, and we know it's wrong. We know it's so wrong that we're scared of that, and we build up that scarcity over years. And I believe this is wrong. No girl should, attract something like that. And it happened to me many occasions actually, but first time when I was 4. But I learned to forgive, different ways. What I've noticed, like for a lot of ladies, is a challenge to forgive to the mother. My mother didn't understand when she knew what happened, she took action and was great. She really looked after me and was great. Only thing was missing for me, like completion, closure. And for years, I just couldn't tell her what happened, so we never talk about that. But for last, she knows about that, and I had I think 4 or 5 years ago, and she was living in denial. Maybe she still lives. She's like, oh, kids do that, kids, that happens, and it's fine. It does happen. I agree. The only thing is, it happened to me, and you are my mother. It happened to me in my home. And that actually had an impact on all my life. And you don't want to acknowledge that. And it took something from me, a lot actually, to understand that she doesn't know how to deal with that. The healing of ancestors, which is very important, and definitely what I always look when I coach, is just really looking for all women in the past, when they were objects. Literally, we were objects to men. All that, masculine energy just took us over, and we are objects. In many cultures, women were just for reproduction purpose. But also like we learn to ignore the touch which is inappropriate. We created that is normal. We created is okay. And also, most like it is okay. I think it's just that, first of all, we didn't know how properly react as a woman, as a child, like saying, no, I don't want that, because we make this is such a wrong thing that our self-expression was taken away. We didn't even know how to say no. We didn't even know how to say to our mother, because we created the guilt. And that's the biggest one, dealing with that guilt inside us, that it's something wrong with us when this happens, when this man looks the way he looks, when try to touch our breast or try to touch us in a way that we feel that sexual energy. And from other side, like religious, where we're born into, we know it's wrong. We know it's a potential sin. And in many cultures, woman is made wrong for be a woman, be sexy woman. And man is forgiven when quite often child or young woman is told is something wrong with her. Just even that silence treatment from parent, where they never ever talk about that, it's already for me was like making me wrong treatment. Because I didn't even know how to talk about that to my mom. And took me years and years to understand that she doesn't understand how to deal with that. She doesn't have a tool to deal with that. That she also carried that guilt. That she also carried the guilt of her child being touched, or this energy that she doesn't know even how to respond to that. And that numbness, because maybe something happened to her, she's not even able to talk about that. And I remember just once my grandmother said, oh, when we used to go from clubbing, let's say, all days they used to go countryside party, I would always escape from a man. I would use the shortcut through the forest so he's not walking me back home. That's what she said. And in that moment, I'm like, what? First of all, I didn't even say anything about that. Second, she was like, there's a fear of being abused, sexually abused, is a mindset when we need to avoid that and protect ourselves, and not talking about that openly, because she didn't even mention what she's afraid of or what she's protecting herself from. That silence treatment of women being, abused and blamed for it. And now it's a time to forgive ourselves, forgive our mothers, forgive our grandmothers, that they didn't have courage. Because that's now our mission, to have courage to send them healing. It's our time to send them forgiveness, whichever way needs to look, that they didn't even acknowledge how we felt at that moment. Because it's not acknowledging what happened. They cannot take responsibility what happened. But will it be with us what happened and bring us this healing, allow us to be heard. And then we're learning that mother cannot hear us, and then our partners cannot hear us. And this is heavy. And it's time for us to release that. It's full moon coming, so I feel like everything just goes up. How long do we want to carry? Forgive for that feminine energy who did not how to protect, who had to mask, pretend, hide, anything, just not to be exposed, because, we may be blamed for men looking at us not proper way, touching us not proper way, or raping us. And it's not right to not speak up about that. How often do we speak up? Because some lady, yes, when I coach them, they speak up, and I say they never said anything about that. They never open up about that. Why? Because we know that there will be criticism, there will be judgment, there will be punishment possibly for some of us. Some cultures, the women are stoned for being attractive. Witches were burned for being attractive. Well, first of all, that they were not witches, what we think. Like, they were just beautiful women. They're called witch just to have rights to punish them or burn them alive. So forgive. Write a letter to yourself, to your mom. Find this peace in yourself. I was okay. It was okay that happened. Because you're strong. Not okay that should happen. It's just because you're strong, and there was some lesson, and you learn how to be strong, this powerful, beautiful lady, beautiful queen. And yes, no, it's not okay to have that, but we also forgive men who didn't know how to behave. There was sexual energy was also suppressed. They were taught not to touch themselves. But that's probably subject for next conversation. I'm just saying that there's a lot of forgiveness to be sent, healing energy to be sent. And we all need to start within. Have that courage to look in this area of our life and heal till nothing left. So our children and grandchildren, they don't have to carry this anymore. Because now we've got strength. It's a beautiful era. We are in 4D Aquarius era. We've got the power like we never had before. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your forgiveness. Thank you for your love. Namaste.